Hello and welcome to Iron Dinos. I'm Sean and today we're looking at the latest Games of Gold, Trüberbrook. This is a point and click adventure. Yeah, so say hello, Adam.
Hey!
Sorry,
Have you had a chance to play much of this?
Yeah, the opening scene and a little bit beyond. But yeah, I'm keen to get back to it actually. I was having quite fun. I like a point and click adventure. What about you?
I actually recorded 2 hours of this.
Oh wow!
but I've only put the opening thing in because I'm not going to say it doesn't get more interesting as it goes along. It certainly does, but it doesn't. There's nothing different to what I'm doing here later on. So if I put the later on stuff, I kind of might have just been spoiling puzzles to people, you know. So that's what I decided to do. But to anyone who has already played it, I have played up to the end of chapter 1, so I have indeed rescued the cat.
I wish.
Because I really wanted to do that. Yeah, I think this is fine. I think I kind of question a little bit the dialogue. I'm guessing this was translated because you know, the intonations and stuff aren't quite right, and sometimes what they're saying is a little off and stuff. But you know, I'm not going to hold that against it. It is. I do think they've done a good job in setting up a style of charm that they're aiming for. I think that's very consistent. It's not quite enough to have lured me in long term, but I do think they've done a pretty good job. I kind of like the fact that they're well, once you get more into it, they're obviously dealing with some quite big ideas, and they're dealing with it in a really kind of small way, which I thought worked quite nicely.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah, my favourite thing so far is getting the fishing rod. So anyone who's got that far, that gave me a really good laugh. How you get that. Also, I quite enjoyed lying to a little girl.
I actually got stuck on this opening bit, embarrassingly. I'd clicked. I thought I'd clicked on everything. I'd got the pliers that you've got, and I'm clicking the pliers on everything. And I thought, oh, it must be the pliers. And then she says, like, oh, I tried the pliers on the gas, and I was like, yeah, one snip away, and it's like bang or something like that. I thought, what is it? What have I missed?
You'll have just seen something. That's something that did bug me. Now, when you interact with something, so you've seen that cursor come up, the big X, or plus symbol come up. When you interact with something, so say you look at it, you then have to move the cursor again to interact with it a second time. I wish that would just come up. Also, it kind of locks to things, so you can actually miss things because it's locking, like it pulls the cursor over a larger thing when you tried. I found that a bit irritating.
Yeah, I did actually. Yeah.
Not massively off-putting, but there are points where I'm sitting there getting irritated by it, going, "Come on, I'm clearly trying to highlight that little thing there."
I think that's why I missed the drain pipe, because it was the only thing I didn't click on that opening bit, and then I eventually went past it again, and it highlighted. I was like, oh. And so then I clicked on it, and then the key popped out. So
it took me way too long. You might not even have noticed it. Right at the start there, it came up and showed you what all the buttons do. And as is very typical of me playing video games, I did not look at it whatsoever.
Yeah, I did.
But you can hold down it's either the left trigger or the left buffer, and it puts a little red X on everything you can interact with.
Yes.
On screen.
Yeah.
I
found that
a little while to. Yeah, it took me a while to realise that. It's not even in this video. It was a long, long time after this. It was when I got stuck in chapter 1.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think the logic in this is the most ridiculous I've ever seen either.
It's a picture of
It didn't seem ridiculous or entirely unfair what I've played of it so far. I did have a bit of an issue with the inventory system because you can't interact everything with anything. It limits it. When you hover over, you see you've got the little cog at the bottom. That's to interact with things, and you can hold one of the triggers, brings your inventory up along the top.
20% bun, 5%
But it will kind of, so quite often something that you do need to interact with, it won't come up with that little cog to interact with it properly, do something with it until you have the specific item. And sometimes it will work with another item. It will come up with, so say you've got 5 items in your inventory, it may not come up with this cog, and then you get a 6th. It will actually allow it to interact even though that's the wrong solution, so it will say no, I can't do that. And you should either be able to do that with everything in your inventory or only the right option. But it should, I feel it would be better if everything came up with all 4 options.
Yeah.
So you can at any point try, and even if you're looking at the jukebox, it says talk to, and it will then say, I can't talk to a jukebox, something like that. Because I found it was confusing me in trying to solve some of the puzzles, that it wasn't showing up, it was interactable, whereas actually I needed something else and then it would be. And that's a choice to try and help guide the player to the right solution, but I feel it was a choice that missed for me because it quite often made me think, oh, there's nothing I can actually do to this, and then actually I just didn't have the right thing.
Yeah. I mean, I found the controls, as I say, a little bit getting used to, like the whole highlighting thing and then going to the D-pad and selecting what one you want on the D-pad. I felt they could have made that a little simpler. Other point-click adventures, you click on something like with the A button or your trigger, and like the dial will pop up as to what action you want to do, not a completely like different set of controls like on the D-pad or something. But once you get into it, you get used to it, so it's not a major thing. But I did like the art style. The art style's quite funky. I quite like that.
Yeah, it looks I think the humans look almost like they're made of clay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, I did find that quite fun.
Yeah. Almost like Wallace and Gromit type.
Yeah. Yeah, the humour's quite quirky as well. It's definitely more quirky than it is funny in a lot of places.
Yeah.
But again, that might be the way the humour is translating.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, no, I mean, I enjoyed what I played of it for sure. Definitely going to be going back and play more. As I say, I like a point-click adventure and a good story, so it's kept me entertained so far. So I'll definitely be going along for more. But what about you? You going to be playing more?
Maybe. I enjoyed what I played of it. Like I say, I did play a couple hours, and I was getting a little not. I was enjoying what I was doing, but it was getting a bit frustrating, as I often do with these games, because there's plenty of personality in this.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it's enough or the right kind to completely pull me through. I finally noticed that cup. It's been sat there the whole time. My character's kind of in the way of it every time I've walked over that side of the room. Yeah, so do you reckon you're going to complete this one?
Yeah, say my time these days for games is limited, but if I enjoy it, it'll probably stay on the Xbox, and that's kind of how I judge a game. If it stays on the Xbox, it's a good game, and I will get back to it at some point.
Awesome. Well, this is available on Games of Gold until the end of the month. So if this looks like your sort of thing, definitely give it a go. I'd say this is a decent game with gold anyway.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Cool. All right. See you next video. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Looks like we'll be stuck here for a while.